Today we are going to discuss about the Salesforce Lightning. Salesforce Lightning. So first we'll see what is Lightning. What is a Salesforce Lightning? Then, so we have two types of experiences in our Salesforce. We have two types of experience in Salesforce. One is the classic experience, and the next one is the Lightning experience. So, what is the difference between a classic experience and a Lightning experience? What is a classic experience and a Lightning experience? So, what are the features of a Lightning experience? What are the features of a Lightning experience? And so, what are the benefits using this Lightning? See, so all the guys are going forward to the Lightning. They are migrating to Lightning. So, why? What are the benefits so they are giving to us? What are the benefits of Lightning? Got it? So next, finally, so where we can use this Lightning components. Where we can use these Lightning components. So so very well about so by defaultly the Salesforce is providing Salesforce is providing CRM. CRM is nothing but what? Customer relationship management. Customer relationship management. So every product-based company must use the CRM. So because inside the CRM we have so three verticals like marketing, sales, and services. They got it. So it will gives a 360 view of your business. That's why every product-based company must use the CRM. Got it. So now the Salesforce is providing a CRM along with the Force.com platform also. Got it. So under the software as a service, Salesforce is providing the CRM. The platform as a service, the Salesforce is providing a Force.com platform. Force.com platform. Got it. So in the year of 2000, in the year of 2000. Got a point. So in the year of 2000, so we are getting this a Force.com platform. Force.com platform. Got it. So now see. So for every application, so basically we have so three layers. So one is a UI layer, second one is a logic layer, and the database layer. So you know very well about that layers: UI layer, logic layer, and database. So by defaultly, Salesforce is providing the database. So that is ORM technology. You got it. So comes to the logic, we are using Apex programming. Then in the classic, right? So in the classic, so then comes to the UI, we are using Visual Force programming. So now let's see. So what are the UI we are using from 2000 onwards? Got it. So as of now, we are using Lightning, right? So how the Lightning will be introduced? So what is the reason? Got it. So what are the history of this UI? We'll see. Got it. So when the starting days of the Salesforce in the 2000 year, in the year of 2000, so they introduced in the year of 2002 or 2007, 2002, 2007, so they used S controls. They used was S controls to implement the UI. They used S controls to implement the UI. Right? So if you want to write the program inside the S controls, so here we are using Ajax toolkit. We are using what? Ajax toolkit. Ajax is nothing but what? Asynchronous JavaScript and XML. Asynchronous JavaScript and XML. So here we are using HTML and JavaScript. Simply, here we are using HTML and JavaScript to implement the UI. To implement the UI. Got it. So here, so whatever the things you want to implement, so those things are very complex. Why? Because here we are using Ajax toolkit. With the help of Ajax toolkit, so whatever the UI we are implementing, so those UI are very difficult, right? So sometimes we cannot implement something also. So that's the reason the Salesforce introduced in the 2007, so one programming language, so that is called the Visual Force programming language. What's that? A Visual Force programming language. In the year of 2007, so they introduced a Visual Force programming. So what's the year here? 2007. The year 2007, so they introduced a Visual Force programming. Got it? So now we call this one as the classic. Now we call this one as the a classic experience. Classic experience. So in this Visual Force programming, so we are using MVC architecture. MVC, Model View Controller. Model a View Controller. Right? So in this Visual Force programming, so what type of architecture we are using? So that is a MVC architecture. That is a model a view architecture. So in this model view architecture, in this Visual Force programming also, so we are having some drawbacks. We are having some drawbacks. Got it. So this Visual Force programming purely depends on MVC architecture. It will be depends on purely MVC architecture. So we don't have any mobile a friendly interface. Got it. So for example, so this is my laptop. This is my laptop. So what was the screen size of this laptop? So that is a 15 inches. Got it. So what was the a mobile screen? So that is a 6 inches. Means whatever the page here, whatever the Visual Force page here you created, so that Visual Force page is not available in the mobile devices. Then what we have to do? So you need to create one more UI for the mobile. One more UI for the mobile. Got a point? One more UI for the mobile. So whenever you are doing this type of activities, and obviously, so the performance issues will be getting. Obviously, we are getting some performance issues. And in this Visual Force pages, the security also very less. In the Visual Force pages, the security also very less. So that's the reason. So we are going to use the Lightning experience. Got a point? So in the 2014, so what was the year? In the 2014, the Salesforce introduced in the 2014, a Salesforce introduced so one experience. So that is called what a Lightning experience. Got it? So this is called what a Salesforce one. Salesforce one. So you know what you know about the Salesforce one? So this is a mobile application. This is a mobile application. Got it? So just you can go here, Google, or in our mobile we have a so Play Store, Google Store is there. So just enter Salesforce one. So then you will get the Salesforce application. The Salesforce application. So here we have some issues for the mobile, right? So that's the reason the Salesforce introduced this Lightning experience. The Salesforce introduced the Lightning experience. So this will be purely the Salesforce one purely for the mobile devices, not for the desktop, not for the desktop. Got it? So what are the drawbacks here we are getting in the Visual Force pages? What was the drawbacks we are getting in this Visual Force pages? So here it will be purely depends on purely supports on MVC architecture. Right? So purely supports on MVC architecture only. So this one, so not a mobile friendly UI. A mobile friendly interface. What I mean? And we are having some performance issues also. Performance issues also. Then, so it provides less security, less security. Got it? So that's the reason. So that's the reason. So we are using the Lightning experience. That's the reason we are using what? The Lightning experience. Got it? So in the Visual Force pages, so we're having these issues. The Visual Force pages, we're having these issues. So that's the reason we are using Lightning experience. So this Lightning experience will support only for the mobile, only for the mobile. So what about a desktop? What about a desktop? Right? See here in the Visual Force page, if you want to create any button or if you want to create any particular thing, and obviously we need to write a lot of lines of code. Right? If you want to minimize the lines of code, got it. And every time, so whatever the things you are doing, so for each and every instance, the system will be goes to the server because so here we are using MVC architecture. Here we are using what type of architecture? MVC architecture. Got it. So for example, let's see. Just you can log into your Salesforce. See here. So this is my Salesforce org. So let's go here accounts. Let's go here accounts. See here, just you can observe carefully. So when I'm clicking on here accounts, the page will be loads. So when I'm clicking on here new, so one more page will be loads. Got it. So left side here we have something is there now. When we click on here event, so one more page will be loads. So whenever we click on task, so one more page will means what each and every time. So your UI will be goes to the server. Got it. So each and every time, so you are connected to the server. So that is MVC architecture. We'll see this MVC architecture also now. But fine. So here we have a Salesforce One Lightning experience for the mobile devices only. So later in the 2016, later in the 2016, the Salesforce introduced so one development. So that is Lightning. That is a Lightning component development. Lightning component development. So on which year? That is from 2016 to 2018. So from 2016 to 2018, so we are using this Lightning or component development. What a point. The 2016 to 2018, so we are using Lightning or component development. So what is this Lightning component development? So in this Lightning component development, so we are using what type of architecture? That is MVCC, model view controller. Model view controller. What type of architecture we are using? So that is a model, a view, a controller. So what is this MVCC architecture? So what is this MVC architecture? What is this MVCC architecture? What is this MVC architecture? We'll see. Got it. So in the 2016 to 2018, so we are using this framework. So that is a Jura framework. That is a Jura framework. The Salesforce introduced in the 2016, so 2018. So that is the Jura framework. So this is the Lightning or component development for the things. Got it. So this Jura framework is not a Salesforce product. The Jura framework is not a Salesforce product. So this is a third party vendor product. But fine. This is the third party vendor product. So nowadays we are using this Jura framework as a free of cost. Right? So the Jura is not charging anything. So maybe in future, so they may be charged. Got it. So maybe in future they may be charged. So that's the reason the Salesforce introduced LWC, Lightning Web Components. This is the own product of a Salesforce. Got it? So this is the own product of Salesforce. So that is a Lightning Web Component. Lightning Web Component. Right? In the year of 2018. In the year of 2018, the Salesforce introduced the Lightning Web Component. Salesforce introduced Lightning Web Component. So this is a Salesforce product. This is a Salesforce product. Got it? So this is what type of framework we are using? That is a LWC, Lightning Web Components. Lightning Web Component. Got it? So in our course, so we are going to discuss these two things. We are going to discuss these two things. So this is called the what? This is called the what? So Lightning component a framework. So what is this? Lightning component framework. Lightning component framework. So we are going to discuss these two things. So one is a Jura framework and a second one is LWC, Lightning Web Component. Lightning Web Component. So now you got an idea. So initial days we are using S controls with the help of Ajax toolkit. So later the Salesforce introduced in 2007. The Salesforce introduced so Visual Force programming. Visual Force programming. So that is comes under MVC architecture, model a view controller. Model a view controller. So later, so in this Visual Force programming, we are having some issues, right? So to overcome those issues, the Salesforce introduced one experience, that is the Lightning experience, only for the mobile devices. Only for the mobile devices in the 2014. Later, so from the 2016, the Salesforce introduced a Jura framework. So this is MVCC architecture. MVCC architecture, model, a view, controller architecture. Got it. So this Jura framework is not a Salesforce product. So this is the third-party vendor product. And obviously, so whatever the applications you are implementing, so maybe in future, so they will ask some amount. So that's the reason the Salesforce introduced their own product, that is called the what? LWC, Lightning Web Components. From the 2018 onwards, so whatever the applications we are implementing, so all the applications in LWC only, Lightning Web Component. And one more point, so this LWC, the Lightning Web Component, is a beta version. So still the Salesforce is working on this. Right? So they are introducing some new features to the got the point. So this is the history. So now first we'll see. So what is this MVC architecture? What is this MVC architecture? Model, a view, control. Salesforce Classic. In the Salesforce Classic, we are using a Visual Force pages. We are using a Visual Force pages. So this Visual Force pages uses MVC architecture. This Visual Force pages uses what? MVC architecture. For example, let's see. So how to implement one application. So that is related to the employee. And obviously, so we need one UI. Right? So what's the UI? See here. So this is my UI. This is my user interface. So here I have some fields. So that is employee name, next employee code, next employee salary. Got it. So these are the fields I have in this UI. These are the fields I have in the UI. Got it? Right. So these are the output. Then here we are going to enter the input. Am I right? So this is my input. So whenever you enter the information here, obviously, so that information will be goes to where? Whatever the information here entered, right? So here we have one button. So So that is a save. That is a save. So when the user enter the information here, so when we click on save button, what happened? When we click on save button, what happened? So this is what client. This is what client. So you can think this one as a browser also. So we are entering the information in the browser. Got it? So when we click on save button, and obviously that information will be goes to my where server. Got a point? So this is my server. Right? Inside the server, what we have? So here we have the business logic. Here we have a business logic. So you can call this one as a controller also. You can call this one as a controller. So what was the programming language here we are using to implement this business logic? So we are using, that is Apex programming. That is Apex programming. So when you click on here save button, and obviously that information will be goes to my business logic. Got it? That information goes to my business logic, and then after, if everything will be good, right? So then that information will be stored inside my database. That information will be stored inside my database. Got it? So this is my database. This is my database. So inside the database, what we have? So we are having two types of objects. What are the two types of objects? So one is a standard object and the custom object. Got it? We have two types of object, the standard object and a custom object. Standard object and a custom object. Right? So always this database and the controller. Always the database and the controller. So these two things are connected each other, and so these two things are so passing the data every time. Got it? So whenever we got a request, and obviously the business logic will be respond, and the same way, so that information will be stored inside my database. That information will be stored inside my database. Got it? So this is called the what? This is called the what? Server. This is called the what? Server. This is what? Server. So whenever we click on save button, what happens? So this information will be goes to my server. This information will goes to my server. Got it? So now, so this is what? So whatever the information here you are entering, so this is called the what? A view. This is called the what? A view. So whatever the information here you are entering, so this is a view. Got it? So this is what? This is the server. So inside the server, so we're having the logic and the database. So whatever the activity here you are doing, so whatever the activity here you are doing, for every activity, you are going to connect to the server. You're going to connect to the server. Got a point? Right? So inside the server, so we have two things. So one is a controller. One is a controller, and second one is what? The second one is what? The model. Second one is what? The model. Got it? So this is called what? MVC. MVC. Model View Controller Architecture. Got it? So inside the classic, we are using this model view architecture. Inside the classic, we are using model view architecture. Got a point? So now let's see. So what is the MVCC architecture? So that is model view controller architecture. Salesforce Lightning. Inside the Salesforce Lightning, we are using this MVCC architecture. MVCC architecture. Got a point? See here, the server, every time the server is common, right? Whatever the server here we have, the same server here also we are using. There is no difference. There is no difference. Got it? So whatever the user interface here we are using, same user interface here also we have. Same user interface here also we have. Got it? So, but in extra, here we have one more controller, one more controller, right? So every time your page is not connected to the server, every time your page is not connected to the server, right? Between the client, between the browser and server, between the client and the server, so we have one more controller. So that is called what? A client side controller. That is called what? Client side a controller. So this is what? Client side controller. Got it? So with the help of JavaScript, with the help of Java a script, we are implementing this. So inside this client side controller, so we are writing the JavaScript program. Got it? So every time you are not connected to the server, every time you are not connected to the server. So whenever you are doing database related operations, whenever you are doing database related operation, so that time only you are connected to the server. Otherwise, you are not connected to the server. Got it? So why? Because so inside this, so we are maintaining the database also. We are maintaining a database also. Got it? So that is in the form of, we call this one as a helper. So this helper helps to the client side controller. This helper helps to the client side controller. So nothing but, so this one called as a cache memory. Called as the cache memory. Right? So inside this cache memory, we are storing some information, the temporary information. The temporary information. It will be connected to this. So practical I will show, don't worry. Got it? Practically I will show. So now, so this is entire structure is called my, this entire structure is called my model. Entire this structure is called my model. Sorry, view. Got it? So if it is required, so then only you are connected to the server. If it is required, so then only you are connected to the server. Otherwise, you are not connected to the server. The best example. So for example, let's say I have two numbers. Here I have two numbers. So for example, the first number. So here I have a first number. And next we have a second number. So what I have to do? So I want to do some calculations. So in the first number, what I am doing? I am entering 10. In the second number, I am entered to 20. Right? So what was the calculations I want to do? First, I want to do addition. Right? So what was the expression to get the addition? So what was the first number plus second number? Got a point? Right? So whenever you are adding first number and second number, so then you are getting the result. Got it? So here 10 plus 20 equals to 30. So here inputs are available at the client side and the expression also available in the client side. Then you are showing the result in the client side only. So then, so why you are connected to the server? So in the classic, we are doing the same thing. Got it? The classic, so this is the issue. Every time, so whenever you enter the values, right, the input values, it will goes to the server. Whenever provided the expression, it will goes to the server. So whenever click on here, calculate, and obviously with the help of these input, the server is calculating some information, means calculating the data, then the server is providing the information to the end user. Got it? So, but comes to the Lightning, so we are not connected to the server. At the browser level only. So we are doing these type of calculations. Got it? In what situation we can connect to the server means? So whenever you are working with the database, so that time only you can go for the server. That time only you can go for the server. Otherwise, you cannot connect to the server. Got it? So that is a MVCC architecture. So that is MVCC architecture. Model, view, controller architecture. Model, view, controller architecture. Right. So for example, let's see. So this is my classic experience. So now I'm in accounts. Now I'm in accounts. So whenever I'm trying to create the account, right? So is it possible to open any other activity? For example, I've forgotten. For example, let's see. Here we have the parent account record. Got it. So now what I'm doing? So just I'm editing this record, right? So here I'm providing like a so mobile price. So that is a 1000 USD. So actually, so before entering this mobile price, so I need to create one task. I need to create one task or I need to create one contact. I've forgotten that. So then what I have to do? Right. So here left side we have a so contact option is there. So when I'm clicking on here contact and obviously the icons will be gone. Obviously the icons will be gone and here the contact information is displayed. Got it? So means what? The classic experience, whatever the classic experience here we're using. So this is a multi-page structure, multi-page structure, right? So in the account object, so almost we have 18 plus pages is there. Now, just I'm going to switch to the Lightning. Just I'm switch to the Lightning. So in the Lightning experience, see here, this is my Lightning experience. This is my Lightning experience. Now you can go to the account object. See here, we have accounts object. The same data is available, right? For the database level, there is no difference. The same data is available, right? See here, we have a Salesforce development one record is which is just I open this a Salesforce a development record, right? So this is the detailed information. This is the detailed information. So here, so what I'm doing, so the number of employees, just to click on here, inline editing, the number of employees is 10. The number of employees is 10. Got it. So next, so what I have to do? I want to do some activity. I want to do some activity. I want to do some activity. I want to post something. Got it. See here. So now this page is in edit mode. See here. Just click on here, share. Got it. So if you want to poll something, got it. Salesforce is a what? CRM, ERP. Just you can ask. Just you can ask your friend. Got it. So just you can ask one question also. So you are still in this page, right? You are doing this type of activities. Now here we have contact. Just click on here, new contact. Click on here, a new contact. See, now in the background you are in that page only. So then you are creating one more contact. You are creating one more contact. Means what? In a single page, you are doing multiple activities. In a single page, you are doing multiple activities. See here, just you can go for any record. So you can go here, any record. See here, you can do this. Go for charter, you can do. So this is a SPA. SPA is nothing but what? Single page application. Lightning is a single page application. The classic, that is a multi-page. The classic, that is a multi-page. Got it? So now let's see. So whatever the front end here we have, whatever the front end we have, so just we are going to discuss in the front end about the classic development and Lightning development. Got it? So first we have the Salesforce classic development. In the classic development, what we are using? In the classic development, what we are using? So we are using a Visual Force framework. The Visual Force framework. Got it? Right. If you want to implement the Visual Force framework, so what are the technologies we are using? So one is a Visual Force. right? So Visual Force programming, Visual Force programming, and then after, so we have to use Apex. We have to use Apex. So Apex is for the what? Server side controller. Server side controller. So this is the classic development. Now, now let's go for Lightning development. Lightning development. So in the Lightning development, what we are using? So we are using a Jura framework. Jura a framework. So third party framework. Jura a framework. So in this Jura framework, what we are using? So we are using a Jura framework, and so we are using Java. We are using Java. So Java for the what? For the client side controller. For the client side a controller. For the Java for the what? So client side controller. Next, third one we have a LWC. Lightning, Lightning web components. Lightning web components. In the Lightning web components, what we are using? So we are using Java or DOM framework. Java or DOM framework. Got it. So here we are using HTML, HTML and a modern JavaScript. Modern JavaScript. Got it. So this is for the what? Client side controller. Client side controller. Got a point? So now we are going to discuss these two things. We already completed the classic development, right? We already completed the classic development, the Visual Force programming and the Apex, advanced programming experience, advanced programming experience. Got it? So first we'll start the Jura framework, and then after we'll go for the LWC. So that is called what? Lightning development and Lightning web components. Lightning development and Lightning web components. What a point. So in the Lightning development, so we are going to learn about the Lightning component bundle. So we have a controller, helper, style, SVG, design, renderer, the component. Right? That is the Lightning component. And we have a Lightning application. We have Lightning events, the component event and application event, and Lightning interfaces. Got it? So Lightning interfaces, Lightning token, and the Lightning design system also. Lightning design system also. Next, Lightning objects, and so whatever the Jura logics we have, like a set, got it? Iteration. So what are the methods? What are the dependency? So if conditions, these type of things we can discuss in the Lightning development. And the same way, Jura with Apex also, right? So we can call the Lightning in Visual Force pages also. Got it. Next, so we'll see about SOQ and SOSL. So how we are going to use this SOQ and SOSL inside the Lightning and the Salesforce CLI. And we'll see one ID also, that is so Visual Studio Code for writing the program in LWC. Got it. So in the LWC also we'll see the same thing, like what is the Lightning component. Got it. So what is a single page application SPA? So how we are going to implement this SPA? Got it. See here in this development, in this Lightning web component, the majorly we have three things. The Lightning web component, majorly we have three things. So one is a Lightning experience. Second one is a Lightning component framework. Third one is a Lightning design system. Got it. So in this LWC, basically we have three things. So one is what? Lightning experience. Lightning experience. Experience is nothing but what? So if you want to implement this UI, so that is the Lightning experience. So that is what the UI part. That is a user interface. User interface. Next, Lightning Component Framework. Lightning Component Framework. Got it. So this is called what? The implementation of SPA, single page application. Single page application. Next, so we have a Lightning design system. We have a Lightning design system. So what is the meaning of a Lightning design system? What is the meaning of Lightning design system? See here. So by defaultly, Salesforce is providing some UIs to the end user. By defaultly, a Salesforce is providing some UIs to the end user. Got a point? So with the help of that UI, so you can implement everything, right? So no need to write every time code. Got a point? So no need to write every time code. For example, just we can go here browser. So what's that? So Lightning Web Component. That is a Lightning design system. Lightning a design system. Lightning design system. See here. Lightning designer system. So by default, some things is available. For example, I want to create an icon. So in the Visual Force pages, you need to create the icon. In the Visual Force pages, you need to create the icon. But comes to the LWC, or Era framework. So no need to design everything. For example, this is the alert. See here, we have an notification is there. So that notification symbols are available. Got it. See here, some charter symbols available. So whatever you want, you can use it directly here. Whatever you want, you can use it directly here. This is the Lightning design system. Lightning design system. So not only icons, got it. So you can go for alignments and borders and font some boxes, right? Some description list, some floats, some grid boxes and horizontal list, right? See, whatever you want, you can implement with the help of this Lightning design system. The Salesforce is so provided the Lightning design system also. Got it? Right. So now, so what are the major differences between the classic and Lightning? What was the major differences between the classic and Lightning? See here, this is my classic and this is my Lightning. This is my Lightning. So we'll see these things. First one is what? Framework. First one is what? Framework. Second one is pages. Second one is pages. The next one is what? A user interface. User interface. Next one is what? Reusability. Reusability. Got it. So in the classic, what we are using, what type of framework we are using? So we are using a Visual Force. In the Lightning, we are using a Jura and a LWC, Lightning Web Components. Then comes to the pages. Later, so it supports for the multi-pages. It supports for the multi-pages. No, cannot work on multi-pages. Multiple pages. Right? It cannot work with multiple pages. What a point. So then comes to the Lightning. So here, work on multiple pages. Works on multiple pages. Got it. So what was the UI? Right. So here we are using a modern user interface. Here we are using advanced user interface. Advanced user interface. So whatever the pages we are implementing, so we can reuse that pages? No. So we cannot reuse. We cannot reuse the pages. We cannot reuse the pages. Now see here, in this lightning, see here we have buttons. So whatever the buttons here we have, the same buttons are available in our accounts also, right? Got it. The same structure is available in the accounts also. You can create it one component and this you can use it so wherever you want. Use it so wherever you want. Got it. So here also related details. Here we have some information. The related also we have some components. Got it. So whatever the components you want, you can implement once and you can reuse it everywhere. You can use it everywhere. Got it. So in the classic, so we cannot reuse that pages. But comes to the Lightning, use the components. Use the components again and again. Got it. Whenever you want, you can use it. So whenever you want, you can use it. So classic versus the Lightning. The classic versus Lightning. Got a point? Right? So this is about the Lightning. So why we are going to learn the Lightning? Because if you want to implement the advanced UI, right? So no need to connect every time server. If you want to implement the single page applications, right? To the reusability components, right? So reusability is nothing but what? And obviously you are decreasing the time. Got it. So here, whenever using a client side controller means what? You're already increasing the performance. Am I right? Got it. So this is about Salesforce Lightning. Anyone having any doubts on this? So will you provide PPT is nothing but what see here. So whatever the information I'm writing on this one, right? So this PPT in the regular sessions, right? So after completion of the course, for example, first we are discussing a Jura framework, that is the Lightning development, and then after we are moving forward to the LWC. Got it. Right after completion of the Lightning development, like Jura framework. So whatever the things here I'm using, right? I will share that PPT and whatever the code we written. So I will share that code with you. Got it? Right. So you can practice. So every day I'm giving some assignments to you. So you have to complete that assignments also. For example, today I implemented something UI. Got it. So in addition, so just I'm going to add some more points to that. So just how to implement that UI. Got it. So every day we have so minimum 1 hour session is there. So minimum 1 hour to a 1.5 hour session. So maybe sometimes so whenever we are discussing the more complex functionalities, so that time so we'll go for the 1.5 hour also. Got it. So 1 hour to 1.5 hour. So the duration of this course is that is 2 months. Got it. So 2 months to 2 months 15 days. Got it. So 2 months to 2 months 15 days. Minimum is 2 months. The maximum is 2 months 15 days, 20 days like that. Got it. So only it's on weekdays. There is no session on weekend. Got it. There is no session on a weekend. Saturday, Sunday, holidays. Monday to Friday, we have sessions. Monday to Friday, we have sessions. Saturday and Sunday, we don't have any sessions. The timings you can confirm by the consultant, right? Just you can ask the consultant by the timing. So 99.9% is we are going to connect these timings only. So if anyone want any specific time, just you can contact your consultant. So they will update. So whatever the timings available. But anything? Any doubts? So total minimum 2 months. So daily we have so 1 hour to 1.5 hour. Got it. So we are going to discuss the Lightning, Jura, and LWC. The course content available with your consultant. Just you can ask your consultant. So they will send the course content to you also. Right after completion of the modules like this Jura and LWC. So I will provide the interview questions and what were the resumes and the real-time scenarios. So everything related to the subject I will share with you. Got it? So if you have any doubts, just you can contact your consultant. They will update. See, so what is URI is nothing but what? See here. So for this lightning implementation, so here we are using two types of frameworks. One is Jura and LWC, right? So don't worry. So once the regular sessions will be started, so then you will get idea about what is Jura framework, right? What we are doing inside the Jura framework. Done. See here, the project is nothing but what? See, what was the age of this Lightning? Yeah, so just that is so 5 to 6 years only. Got it. So there is no real-time project on the LWC, means in the Lightning. Got it. So don't worry. So whatever the topics we are discussing, those will be related to the real-time only. So what are the topics we are discussing? So those are real-time implementations only. Don't worry about that. Okay. You will get 100% knowledge on this Lightning. I will give you the assurance on that. Yeah, so daily I'm providing assignments. So don't worry. So after completion of this session, right, I will give some assignments to you. So just how to implement that, and just you can share that information in the next session. Means what? Every day I'm providing the assignments. Anything else? Shall I end the session? Thank you. Have a nice day. Thanks for attending. We'll meet tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.